Let me start by saying that your brain is not your enemy, right? Your brain is not that's something that you have to combat every day, but it does play a role in many things that we do. The topic for today that I want to get on focuses on thinking errors. So thinking errors in the mental health field, we use the term cognitive distortions. And what it is you've got this distorted view of reality, right? And when a thinking error takes place, the distorted view can cause anxiety, can cause depression, shame. It can make us really doubt our situation. I want to share one with you so that you're able to see what it is. And then you can start addressing these as you go forward. I'll share with you. And over a decade working as a clinician, I see this in all of us. I see these thinking errors in myself, in many individuals. It's a way that the brain just really jumps in. The brain thinks it's protecting us, it's doing its job. And then before we know it, right, we have this distorted view and we're seeing a situation in a incorrect way. And then we're anxious, we're worried, maybe we're a little bit depressed. Some sort of internal challenge is happening. So let me give you an example of one. This one is called all or nothing thinking, right? So this is where if I'm engaged in this thinking error, all or nothing, I am seeing situations as way up here or way down here, right? I'm seeing them in these extremes. That could be I'm seeing them as good, bad. I'm seeing it as failure or passing, right? One of the two, zip on the gray. And we know that life, life has so much gray in it, right? So many unknowns. We look at children they're growing up and we teach them that's okay, right? Mistakes happen. You go to a bookstore and you go down the leadership aisle, those books are full of it, full of mistakes, full of failures, right? But they show us that that is okay. That's how we grow, that's how we learn, that's how we move forward in life. So this thinking error, I'll give you a few examples, and towards the end you have a way to reframe it so you can plug it into your life. An example would be, I'm a student, right? And I'm doing the thinking error. So if you're a parent, pay attention here. I'm doing the thinking error, all or nothing. And I get my grade, and I look at my grade. Didn't go well. So I start to think, and I think, if I don't get an A, I am a complete failure. So if you notice, you see that extreme there, right? Situation, school context, trying to get good grades, right? But this student, maybe your child, right? They're thinking, if I don't get an A, zip, done. They went to an extreme. I'm a failure. Now, we know in adulthood. I mean, when was the last time you sat down with a friend and talked about a grade you got in a high school class, right? Or an assignment you turned in and came back with a nice A on it? I'm going to say likely you're not having these conversations when you're kicking it with a friend. In that moment, though, right, it's really easy for the brain to go into that distortion, right? That really unclear view of life. Another example here, and this one could have to do with maybe our body, our mentality. It goes, I ate one unhealthy meal, right? So maybe me, I ate something that's unhealthy, and then I think to myself, my whole diet is ruined. It's all ruined. Now we know that one unhealthy meal is not going to ruin an entire diet. Once again, though, it's this all or nothing thinking, right? These extremes. Last example, then we'll go into what to do, right? If this is happening in your life, which, hey, you're not broken. You're not broken. This happens to many, many of us. Last example, maybe I've got my phone, I'm texting some buddies, but I don't get a text back. And then I go, they didn't respond, right? So then I think they must hate me. Ooh, you see that extreme there? Right? They didn't respond, and my response came in an extreme, all or nothing. They must hate me versus something different, a little more gray, a little more maybe reality situation. Maybe they're watching a really cool TV show. So then what do we do, right? Right away, we know this happens to a lot of people. So there's commonality in that. First, ask yourself, is there a middle ground? I'm moving my hands because I like visuals. So extremes start here, way up there, right? You got these two sections. These are the extremes of all or nothing thinking. I want us to focus on the middle ground, this middle space. If you need to put this on a sheet of paper, put a line here, and then focus on the middle ground. And you're looking at what is missing in this middle space, this substance. Then we want to reframe. So let's say it's that situation of perfection, right? Certain grade or something. I may say, I didn't do this perfectly. That does not make me a failure, right? Progress is not perfection. There you go. I've got that process going. My friends, I hope that you found this video helpful. Subscribe, join. I'll see you in the next one.